Everheart with you here tonight. I wanted to do a quick live video because in the past couple of days I received several emails about women who are attracting the emotionally unavailable man, and mostly just wondering why I keep attracting men that I really want them, but they don't want me. And I don't know how many of you have experienced this, but it's really frustrating. You actually go through cycles of men where you want them, but they don't want you. And it's totally frustrating. So I'm getting some weird light coming in. I hope it's not too aggravating for you guys watching the video. So when you're attracting emotionally unavailable men, what you're really doing is you're having a signal about you that is telling men who are not available to come your way. And the same is true if you are a person, if perhaps you have been abused physically as a child. It looks like I'm in heaven. It feels like I'm in heaven. But if you've been abused, you will attract more abusers. If you have been hurt in the past, you will attract more people who will hurt you. And this is something that I actually teach you how to get rid of the sign as abuse me, or take me for granted, or come into my life, love me, and leave me. So this is what we're really going for here, is a way to find out what it is about you that is pulling to you men that are emotionally unavailable, you see. So I believe that we actually have things in us, in our makeup, that need to be resolved. That you're here on this planet to learn something, a thing or two, as if that were something you didn't already know. And love and relationships are very, very important to women. To men, they can be important, but they're especially important to women. To have good friendships, good relationships, and things like this. So when you keep having a pattern of attracting men to you who are emotionally unavailable, or that you like them and they don't like you, or once you like them, they no longer like you. That's happening to you to tell you something. It's a message. So what I want you to all start doing is paying attention to the messages that are coming to you. For example, many of you open up your dating app and you're like, oh God, what loser is gonna write to me? What guys am I gonna have to block? And that's a lot of your thinking right when you get on that dating app. Give me a thumbs up if you're feeling me on this. Because you go into it with this idea that I'm already not gonna succeed. There's already something that's gonna happen that's wrong. So I want you to instead say, universe, I'm getting that trigger. I'm feeling that feeling of resistance. And I want you to teach me or show me whatever it is I need to know. And if you just stop and say that little prayer, I believe you'll feel a very powerful shift. So start there. Start with the dating app that's really bugging you, that's really like you can't stand to get on it. Also, when you go on dates with men and the minute you meet that man, you're like, oh, this guy's not right for me. I thought this guy might be right for me, he's not right for me. That's when you want to use your goddess toolbox and you want to be able to say, okay, I'm in this situation. I've found myself in this situation. Universe, let me see with eyes of love. What is it that I need to know? Go ahead and use your tools. Practice on this man. See why the universe has put him into your life, you see? Go at it with this curiosity. Because the reason I believe we keep attracting men that are emotionally unavailable is that there's some part of you that is also unavailable. There's some part of you that you're hiding from people, from men. And that goes back to vulnerability, which means you're able to really unzip your heart and really show what's inside of you and who you really are and how you really feel. I once found myself on a date with a man that was a speech coordinator and writer for a man, for a political figure. And I don't know, I didn't use my technique, which is to talk to him on the phone before the date. And then when I ended up on the date with him, he talked very loudly. I'll just put it like that. And then I realized, I'm like, oh my goodness, this guy's in front of me. He's talking so loud. He's practically barking at me while we're having a conversation. What is it I need to learn? I wanted to jump up and run out of there immediately. That was my reflex. But instead, I just told him, I said, you know, I feel so flattered that you've asked me out and that we're here, but I don't feel we're a match. And I'm not sure what I want to do. And I was vulnerable in that moment. I didn't know if I wanted to jump up and run out of the place and forget my food I had ordered or what. And the guy said to me, he goes, okay. And he looked a little sad. And he said, well, I got to eat lunch. He goes, would you like to just sit here and have lunch with me? And everything in me lifted. And I felt like, yes, I just want to sit and have lunch with you. Here's this smart person who's, you know, doing great things on this planet. He's just as important as me or anybody else. And here's this moment where I get to spend time with him. So you can look at it that way instead of like, is this going to be a love connection? Is this going to be a match? Is this going to work out? You see. So I want you to be able to shift your energy from this place of expectations, and it has to work out. And why do I like a man and then he doesn't like me? If you like a man and he doesn't like you, I want you to pass on him as quickly as you possibly can. Because you want to have a man who wants to chase you, pursue you, and claim you. You want that in your life. And once you get like a little taste of it, once you know what it feels like to be pursued by a man who really wants you, even if he's not your type, you know what it feels like. And then you can get a taste for that. You get it in your blood, you see. And then you begin to attract more men who do that very same thing. And that's when I say you move up the tiers. It starts with the guy, he's like, sure, of course he's chasing me like crazy. Then the next guy, of course he's chasing me. But you know, he's got a really great education. And then, oh, but this guy, he was really cute, but not exactly what I'm looking for. And you just keep moving up that tier. But the more you stay down here in this place of, I'm gonna latch onto the man that doesn't want to pursue me, that's where I talk about you're mucking up your energy, okay? So I hope this has helped you just get some curiosity about dating, shift up your energy a little bit about attracting these emotionally unavailable men. I apologize for this wonky light. Give this video a thumbs up if it's helping you. And I'd love to take a couple of your questions. So I'm gonna open up chat right now. And if someone has a quick question. Emma says that this was her to a T, so been there. And Anna Faye said, I'm terribly in love and I've been practicing what you say every time and it's working slowly, but it does work, you're right. Men work on a much slower energy than we do. So a lot of times what you're doing takes a little bit of time. And anybody watching this video, if you want to kind of just jump in and start learning this, I encourage you get 500 Ways to Talk to a Man and get the 2-day video class that is available with that. That'll really help you. Oh, Anna says she loves me and I've changed her life. Well, thank you so much. I'm honored to be part of your life. I'm honored to be changing your life. And let's see if we have any questions. Someone said, thank you for your advice. What about when he wouldn't commit to you, but he commits to someone right after? Lee Hare says this. So that's really frustrating because something about you wasn't right with him, and then he committed to someone else. So totally frustrating. This has happened with some of my private coaching clients where they date the guy for like a year, and then he breaks up with them and then meets a girl, and 6 months later he gets married to this girl, and they're like, why wasn't he with me? So here's the thing. Learn how to date in a way that is what you want, which means do not date someone for a year. Don't date someone past, in my humble opinion, 3 to 6 months without getting commitment in effect or ring on your finger. But when this happens, it's really frustrating. And you want to think like, what's wrong with me? What does that person have that I don't have? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It just means that there is someone so much better out there for you. The universe has something so much greater planned for you that you can't imagine it right now, and you can't see it right now, and you're not ready for it right now, but it's out there and it's coming your way. Look, if I would have ended up with the artist, the guy that I was so gaga for after my divorce ended, if I would have ended up with him, I would have been so miserable. I have a husband right now that is a mountain of a man compared to this guy. This guy is like a gopher compared to my husband. So hang in there, wait it out. If you like this video, please take a moment, give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna take 1 or 2 more questions. I'm so happy Mastering Feminine Energy has helped you. And let's see, you're very welcome for the advice. Carl says, when he says that his deep feelings for me made him super uncomfortable, so he just wants to be friends because it's safer, but he gets mad at me when I say that I don't want a friendship. Well, just too bad, so sad. That's part of the deal. That's part of the deal. Oh my goodness, you're so sad. Oh, I really feel that. Yet, I can't be just your friend. It's so flattering that you want me as your friend, and I've always been your friend, but I can't be just your friend. Bye. And if he wants you, he needs to man up. Otherwise, men are gonna want it their way. They're gonna want it their way. They're gonna wanna date you and have you as a friend, and maybe you'll get lonely one night when they call you up. They're gonna want that comfort to call you and text you whenever they want to. But if you don't wanna be their friend, you've got plenty of friends. I've always been your friend. I don't wanna be just a friend. Yeah, use that script. That's in 500 ways. I think it's maybe my most popular script. Okay, I'm gonna take 1 more question, then I have to go. Let's see here. Let me go back to live chat. So, someone just said, Adrienne, he's pursuing me, but he won't talk to me. I don't really know if he's really pursuing you then. I'm not sure about that one. And one person said, I like what you're saying. It makes perfect sense. If we are in an emotionally hungry place, we'll eat whatever is out there. You're right. I talk about being on that island and you're starving and somebody shows up with chai tea and Brussels sprouts. It'll be the best thing you ever had. If that's all you're living on, if you're love starved. Dawn says, my guy claims he's ready for us in relationships and me, but currently he's a little hot and cold due to some current family issues and drama. Nothing to do with me though. Any advice? You know, hang in there for a while with that. And I hope you have a ring on your finger. But hang in for a while and just keep saying, oh baby, I trust you're gonna figure it out. Oh baby, I know you're gonna figure this one out. Don't become his therapist. Don't be the person that he comes to and says, this is going on with my family drama. Just say, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, I feel so helpless when you talk about your family drama. I want to help you somehow. Is there anything I can do? And he'll say, no, probably. And you'll say, okay, well, it feels so good to be together. It would feel so good if it was just me and you right now. If we could just talk, just me and you. And get him to stop being coming to you as therapist. But give it a few months, and if oh, I hope I'm reconnected. I don't know if I'm reconnected or not, but give it some time, see how it goes. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, everybody.